Kelly Ripa has spent decades as a familiar and comforting presence in millions of homes, greeting viewers each morning with warmth, humor, and sharp insight. Known for seamlessly balancing her career, marriage, and motherhood in the public eye, she now finds herself standing at the edge of a deeply personal transition. With her youngest child graduating from college and the household entering a new phase, Ripa has begun openly reflecting on what comes next for her as an individual. A casual on-air conversation with her husband and co-host Mark Consuelos has sparked widespread attention, igniting conversations about second acts, lifelong learning, and the courage it takes to reinvent oneself. What began as light-hearted banter has evolved into a powerful narrative about growth, curiosity, and the freedom to dream at any stage of life. A familiar face in American homes. Kelly Ripa's journey in the entertainment industry has been long, steady, and deeply influential. From her early acting days to becoming one of daytime television's most beloved hosts, she has built a career rooted in consistency and authenticity. Viewers have watched her grow up in real time, sharing stories of motherhood, marriage, and personal challenges with refreshing honesty. This longevity has made her more than just a television personality. She is a cultural fixture. Her voice carries trust, relatability, and experience, which is why even her offhand musings resonate so strongly with audiences. When someone so established begins questioning what comes next, it strikes a chord. Ripa's willingness to share these reflections publicly reinforces why she remains relevant after decades on air. She mirrors the lives of many viewers who are also navigating change, proving that evolution does not end with success, but often begins because of it. The marriage that grounds the conversation. At the center of this unfolding story is Ripa's enduring partnership with Mark Consuelos. Their marriage, spanning decades, has long been admired for its playfulness, honesty, and mutual respect. On screen and off, their dynamic feels genuine, built on encouragement rather than competition. When Consuelo suggested that Ripa consider law school, it was not framed as pressure, but as belief. His words carried the confidence of someone who knows her intellect intimately. Their exchanges highlight how strong partnerships can inspire personal growth, even later in life. Rather than reinforcing comfort zones, their relationship seems to challenge both partners to keep evolving. This moment exemplifies a marriage that does not stagnate but adapts, where support means nudging one another toward unexplored possibilities rather than settling into routine. The empty nest moment. The graduation of Ripa's youngest son, Joaquin, marked more than an academic milestone. It symbolized a profound emotional shift. For years, motherhood has been a defining role in her daily life. With all three children now adults, the house has grown quieter, and that silence invites reflection. Many parents experience this stage as both liberating and disorienting, and Ripa has been candid about those mixed emotions. The idea of returning to school seems closely tied to this transition. With her children no longer needing constant guidance, space has opened for her own ambitions. This stage of life often prompts individuals to ask long-deferred questions about personal fulfillment. For Ripa, the empty nest is not an ending but an opening, a chance to redirect energy inward after years of prioritizing family above all else. The spark of a new academic dream. Ripa's comments about returning to college were initially playful, but beneath the humor lay genuine curiosity. She spoke openly about wanting the full college experience, not just a class or two, but a 4-year degree pursued with intention. This desire reflects a longing for structured learning and intellectual challenge rather than career necessity. Despite her success, she seems drawn to the idea of being a student again, sitting in classrooms, engaging in discussions, and being evaluated on something entirely new. That vulnerability is striking for someone so accomplished. It suggests that achievement does not eliminate the hunger to grow. Instead, it may heighten it. Her musings reflect a universal truth. Education can be about personal enrichment, not just professional advancement. The law degree conversation. The suggestion that Ripa pursue a law degree captured public imagination almost instantly. Law represents rigor, discipline, and intellectual intensity, qualities already associated with her on-air persona. While she joked about her age, the idea lingered because it felt oddly fitting. Ripa is known for quick thinking, strong opinions, and articulate arguments, traits that align naturally with legal study. The conversation felt less like fantasy and more like possibility. It challenged traditional assumptions about who law school is for and when such paths should be pursued. By even entertaining the idea, Ripa reframed the narrative around age and ambition. She demonstrated that curiosity does not expire and that intellectual challenge can be pursued for its own sake, regardless of timing. Balancing fame and learning. One of the most compelling aspects of this potential journey is how it would intersect with Ripa's existing career. Hosting a live national talk show is demanding, leaving little room for additional commitments. Yet modern education has evolved, offering flexible pathways that accommodate non-traditional students. The idea that someone at the height of her career might carve out space for rigorous study speaks to the changing nature of learning. It also highlights the discipline required to juggle multiple identities at once. Ripa would not be stepping away from fame, but adding another layer to it. This balance underscores a broader cultural shift toward lifelong learning and the understanding that professional success does not preclude academic exploration. Public reaction and cultural impact. The public response to Ripa's comments has been overwhelmingly supportive. Fans quickly embraced the idea, not because of the novelty, but because of what it represents. Many viewers see themselves in her questions and aspirations. Social media reactions reveal how deeply this conversation resonated, particularly with women who postponed their own dreams while raising families. Ripa's openness transformed a personal reflection into a collective moment of encouragement. She became a symbol of permission, showing that it is acceptable to revisit ambitions once thought impractical or overdue. This reaction demonstrates the power of visibility. When someone in the spotlight considers growth, it invites others to do the same quietly in their own lives. Raising independent and driven children. Ripa and Consuelos have consistently emphasized raising children who value hard work and humility. Their 3 children, Azing, have pursued careers in entertainment, but not with the expectation of entitlement. Each has carved an individual path, guided by effort rather than assumption. This parenting philosophy mirrors the values now reflected in Ripa's own aspirations. By considering further education, she models the same work ethic she instilled in her children. The dynamic shifts from parent guiding child to family members inspiring one another. This reciprocity reinforces the idea that growth is not hierarchical. Parents and children can evolve side by side, learning from each other at different stages of life. The symbolism of second acts. Ripa's story resonates because it taps into the broader theme of reinvention. Society often frames life as a linear progression, but her musings challenge that structure. A second act does not negate the first. It builds upon it. Her success in television does not close the door to academic curiosity. Instead, it provides the confidence to explore it without fear. This narrative reframes aging not as decline, but as expansion. It reminds audiences that identity is fluid and that fulfillment can take many forms over time. Ripa's willingness to consider a new path publicly validates the complexity of human ambition. The family dynamic ahead. If Ripa were to pursue further education, it would undoubtedly reshape her family interactions. Conversations could shift from show schedules to study sessions, from auditions to exams. This shared vulnerability would likely deepen existing bonds. Her children, now navigating their own professional uncertainties, might find reassurance in seeing their mother embrace challenge without guarantees. The family dynamic becomes one of mutual encouragement rather than guidance flowing in only one direction. This evolution reflects a modern family structure where learning and support are shared experiences rather than roles fixed by age. A career that continues to evolve. Despite these reflections, Ripa remains deeply engaged in her current work. Her role on Live continues to thrive, and her presence remains central to the show's identity. Any academic pursuit would exist alongside, not instead of, her television career. This duality reinforces the idea that fulfillment does not require abandonment of past achievements. Growth can be additive rather than subtractive. Ripa's career exemplifies adaptability, showing that relevance comes from evolution rather than reinvention alone. She remains rooted in what she does best, while remaining open to what could come next. An open-ended future. Ultimately, whether Kelly Ripa ever enrolls in law school is secondary to the conversation her curiosity has sparked. By sharing her thoughts aloud, she has reminded audiences that life's chapters are not rigidly defined. The end of active parenting does not signal stagnation, but possibility. Her reflections invite others to reconsider their own timelines and ambitions. In embracing uncertainty with humor and honesty, Ripa has once again connected with viewers on a deeply human level. Her story is not about degrees or titles, but about permission to wonder, to learn, and to grow, no matter where one stands in life's journey.